Hello everyone and welcome to this tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to draw this paper cutout of an apple transitioning to an apple core in Adobe Illustrator CC. Now there's a lot of those steps, that's what makes this tutorial quite long, but in the end you're going to be able to make this design completely yours and completely unique. So with that, let's begin. Okay, let's begin with an artboard that's 1080 by 1080. The first thing we're going to do is draw an apple. If you don't know how to draw an apple freehand, let me show you an easier way of doing it. Press L to use your circle tool, hold Shift and draw a circle. Now press N, which is your pencil tool. We're going to zoom into our circle and it's quite simple. You're going to start maybe in about this corner right about here and click and hold and draw 3 little round circles like that. Then as you come to here, you're going to go straight up, well, actually at a corner, move up to here. As you pop up to here, you're going to curve in, flatten with a little divot around the middle, and out like that. And same deal. Curve in, and then as my mouse gets stuck on my mouse pad, draw it down like that, and circle like that. And you've basically drawn an apple. Now if it doesn't look like an apple to you, you gotta remember that apples come in many different shapes. Okay, but basically this is the formula you wanna do. If you wanna modify the shape, it's quite simple. You can either select it, hold A, and you can move your shape around like that. Or if you're using a newer version of Illustrator, you can use the curvature tool, which is right here. If you click on that, you'll see these little circles up here. And we can click these little circles and we can more easily modify our shape like that while keeping the curvature that we want. So that just makes it a bit wider like that, and maybe I can drop this down a bit so it curves a bit. And there you go. You have the basic shape of an apple. Pretty easy. Okay, I'm just gonna polish this up right now with our curvature tool. I'm gonna pull this in a bit like that. I'm gonna make this a bit deeper to make it a bit more unique. Like that. And something like that. Okay, cool. Now you've made your apple. Now the next thing you're going to do is you're going to draw a stem. That's pretty simple. Again, we're going to use just the pen tool right here. Click near the top, somewhere close to the middle, and then out at an angle, click and hold, and curve your stem like this. Then click on your anchor point because you don't want it to curve on your stem piece. Click right about there and back to close to here and click and hold to make a fairly narrow stem like that. Now you can select your entire shape right here, go to Pathfinder and Unite. And now you've made it as one entire shape. Pretty simple. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna draw the apple core. Okay, to draw the apple core, it's fairly simple. All we're gonna do is select our shape, press S, and then click on our shape, hold Shift and Alt until we make a very small shape in the middle, like that. Good. Now we're going to press N, which is our pencil tool, and we're going to click outside of our shape, make sure it's not selected, somewhere near the bottom like this, and we're just going to hollow it out like that, and do the same thing on the other side. That. Then we're going to select both of our entire shapes there in the middle. We're going to go to Pathfinder, press Divide, then right click, go to Ungroup, select the shape, delete, select the shape, and delete. And now we have our apple core. Now, if we want to adjust our apple core somewhere, it's fairly simple. Just select our shape, press N, the pencil key, and you can just click and readjust shapes by redrawing them when they're close enough to your shape. Just like that. So you just press N, and you see how the icon changes when you get close? That allows you to redraw your shape. Okay, there you go. So I'm gonna make this shape here, press N. A bit more scraggly, like that. So it looks a bit more eaten. And also, I'm gonna move that in a tiny bit like that. Okay, cool. Okay, now I'm just going to rearrange this so it's quasi in the middle of the shape. Is there a middle of the shape? No, it won't even show me. Somewhere like that, but we can always rearrange it afterwards. Okay, having done that, I'm going to select a shape, hold Alt and Shift and move it a bit to the side. This will copy the shape, and I'm going to click on the delete anchor point, and I want to get rid of this shape up there, those points up there. I'm going to press A, I'm going to click on these handles and get rid of them. This is going to help us with our blend, okay? I'm also going to select our shape right there, and I'm going to make this a tiny bit smaller, actually, a bit shorter. And I'm going to have to rearrange all of these points now, like that. Ugh, it's a mess. Like that. I'm going to make it a tiny bit smaller. Okay, good. Having done that, I'm going to select our shape, hold Shift, bring it back to where it was before. Then select here, delete. Okay. Now I'm going to select our shape and go to Object, Path, and Offset Path. I want to offset it by some amount that it appears just outside of this shape up here, the top of the what do you call it? The stem, the top of the apple thingamabobber. Okay, so I'll switch to maybe 25. Let's look at that. Probably switch it to 22. Okay, that looks to be the minimum. And press OK. Okay, cool. Now I'm gonna do the same thing with this bigger shape up here. I'm gonna select it all, hold Alt Shift, move it a bit to the side like that. Delete these anchor points. Make sure you hit them like that. Like that. Press A, click the handle, bring it in, click the handle, bring it in, like that. Okay, cool. Select it, put it back to where it was. Good. All right. Now I'm going to color our shapes. So I'm going to select these. I'm going to right click. I'm going to transform, bring them to the front. Oops, arrange, bring to front. Okay. We're going to select our apple back here. We are going to make it red, like an apple, kind of a dark, rich red, like that. Maybe make it a bit darker, like that. Okay. We are going to get rid of the stroke because we don't need that. And we're going to select our interior piece right here, and we're going to make it not black, but just off black, kind of like this darkish grayish black, like that. Okay, cool. Then we're gonna do the same thing with here. We're gonna select that dark color. We're gonna make it a tiny bit lighter, just so there's a difference. You see the difference there? Okay, good. And now, actually, we can get rid of this because we don't want that. And what we want, if I open the layers, I want this path actually to be above. So we want to color this one into that and make it a bit darker now, sorry. Press OK. Okay, good. Yeah, make sure you have the one with the, with this thing, whatever it's called. Okay, cool. Now we're just gonna blend between these two, this and this shape right here. We're gonna select both of them, go to Object, Blend, Blend Make. It's going to do something funny like that. That's not what we want. We go to Object, Blend, and Blend Options. We don't want smooth colors. What we want is a specified distance. Let's go Preview for, let's go Specified Steps. Let's go 10. We don't want that. We want a specified distance. It's not 4. We want 20. How about that? There we go. That's kind of more what we're wanting. So let's go to 40. Let's go to 50. We don't want so many steps in between. We'll do something like that. That's all right. We press OK. Okay. Now you see that there's some kind of low clipping right here that's a bit annoying. We can fix that right here, and that's no problem to fix. You can fix it by either moving, so right-clicking on the shape and moving it, which will change where you blend. Okay. We're going to leave that as is. Instead, we're just going to actually redraw this once we expand this blend. So we're going to select our shape right here. We're going to go to Object, Blend, Expand. So now these are all individual shapes. We're going to right click on it, ungroup, and we're just going to zoom into here, press A, and we're just going to readjust this like so that it doesn't overlap. Because we're going to be doing something kind of cool in just a moment after we do this. Okay, let me see right here. Just adjust that. Most likely there'll only be a couple points you need to readjust. You see the rest of the points are all okay. Cool. Now, let's get ready. Now we're gonna make the shape uniquely ours. It's not just gonna be a blend, it's gonna be our blend. So let's zoom in to the top of our shape right here. We're gonna press V, we're gonna select our shape. And we don't want that one in particular, we want this one. Your first shape on the inside like that. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna press N, and we're going to reshape this by clicking. And sometimes this is going to give unexpected results. It's a really wonky random tool. See, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So just bear with me. But you're going to make these kind of divots that we see here. Like that. Okay? And we're going to do this with every single shape. We'll click right here, press N. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're going to select our shape in the background here. We're gonna press I and give it this red color. And then we're gonna select the shape that we just applied that color from and press delete. So now it's gone. Then let's select our shape and let's get rid of that stroke. Okay, so there's no stroke. Now we make a background by pressing M, bring it up to here. I'm gonna click on it, right click, arrange, and send it to the back. Okay, as we've sent it to the back, I want to give it a kind of darker red color, something like that. And then I can see, what do we have here that's still? We still have a shape underneath of this. What do we have here? Why do we have this? Just delete. Move that shape back. Okay, so get rid of that shape if that one exists for you. Maybe I forgot about it. Okay, perfect. Now, the last thing we're gonna do, or not the last thing, but one of the last things we're gonna do is once you're happy with all the shapes, we're gonna select all of our shapes like this, and we're gonna go to Pathfinder and Divide. Then we're gonna select our shapes, right click and ungroup, and now we see that if we select one of our shapes, we see I have a white line behind it. That's exactly what we want. Okay, So now we are going to apply our drop shadow effect. We're going to select all of our shapes right here, except for the middle. So I'm going to select them all, hold Shift and click on that. And we're going to go to Effect, Stylize, Drop Shadow. Cool. Now you can set the mode to multiply, but the change we're going to have here is we want our Y offset to be close to 0 and our X offset to be high. Actually, we're going to make it go negative. So if it's negative, it means that it's offsetting in this direction, and the Y offset, if it's positive, it is pointing down, and that's what we want. We want to point it down and in this direction. So we make it quite hard like that and press OK. It's going to look funny. This isn't the right way to do it. So we're going to correct this. We're going to go into our layers and we're going to rearrange everything. So we're going to click on this. We're going to put it to the front and we're just going to keep doing this. And it's easy to remember that you're just moving the bottom layer to the layer above your black layer like that. Like so. Okay, and now you have actually done it. Now if you want to modify your layers or your shadow effect, so if we want to make it kind of go to the side, because right now it goes down, I want to make it go to the side, we can select all of our shapes except for our center, and we can go to the appearance tab right here, and there's the drop shadow, and we can double click to edit the effect, and this will edit all of the effects that we selected. So we want our X offset maybe to go a bit more to the left, so it goes like that, maybe a bit more to the left, and a bit more blur. So this makes it very sharp. And this makes it a bit blurry. So let's try something like that. Press OK. Okay, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to apply our grain effect. We're going to press M, draw a black square over top of your entire image. Select that square and we're going to go to Effect, Artistic, and Film Grain. Now we're not going to go to, where's the other one? The other Texture. We're not going to use this grain, we're going to use the Film Grain because it gives a bit better effects. So we go to Film Grain, and in here we want to increase our grains, it's a decent amount of it. I think that's okay right now. You play with the settings until you find something that you enjoy. Press OK. Okay. Now, I select my shape. Go to your appearance window right here. Or your transparency window right here. And if you don't have it, just go to Window, go to Transparency. Make this into a mask. Okay. Now go Invert Mask and deselect Clip. Now all you need to do is select your opacity and bring it down to something around 7. And if you zoom in, we now have this kind of grainy stippled effect. You can adjust it to make it very subtle or just enough like that. And you can start to see it from right about here. And it gives this kind of paper-like effect to your artwork. It's actually quite simple. So that's actually all it takes, which is quite a long tutorial, to make this design. If you stuck here until this long, thanks a lot. Comment in the comments below. Subscribe if you're interested. Like the video. Check out our other videos. We have a lot of different types of paper cuts. And if you have any questions, yeah, ask them. And of course, as always, have a great day.